without any fucking preparatory ground. So I'm here, and what I should say, today I attended American speaking practice, and there was a guy. His name is Zach. He spoke brilliant Russian, and I've seen quite a bit of people trying to speak, not even trying, speaking pretty decently in Russian. They were Native Americans, and he's like on the top, number one, who's spoken that almost like resembling Native Russian, with Native Russian reactions to questions, and with Native Russian replies, and without any just script in their heads, just reacting fluently in Russian, and going back and forth with native vocabulary themes, and understanding of the whole regarding the whole theme of Russian language, and just gifted guy, what I should say. And so he was like he's like around 20 years old, and he speaks brilliant Russian. I respect people when they speak my personal language, and now I don't sort them out, my native languages, and let's say my number one language is Russian, or my number one native language American, and or vice versa, wherever you want to put it. I'm good with all those things, just being sounded out, or being pitched, wherever being called, wherever on your liking. And probably today's video won't be too rapid, and won't be too short, and won't be too long, because we'll see how it goes, because my mind is completely switched off, and let's see how I'm doing with my mind being switched off or turned off. My the screen of my mind went not black, but hazy, and with this tiredness and weariness that I'm experiencing right now, and my mind always not always, but throughout the whole day of today, it has been trying to switch off whatever opportunity arises. It wants to switch off my mind, and it's like, I don't know, some natural process that happens too when you are tired, and you do something through tiredness, and through weariness, and whatever. I'm good with both those words of the nicest American language. American, not English. American, just American. If you just speak your English, then I speak my American. And today I met some gal from, I don't know from what state she was, some unknown neighborhoods from United States of America, and she spoke like some weird accent, like I've never heard such a kind of accent. She spoke fluently, it's obvious, because she's from the United States of America, and she spoke like in a way that probably our Ukrainian peeps would do. Like she was making like very like rough sounds at the endings of words, and the like not highly sounding, not sounding like a higher tone of voice, like but very like middle and low tone of her voice, and she was like but not like that, I'm exaggerating, but not to that extent, but very like, and it's not to say that she wasn't distant in her words, excuse me, and she was pronouncing things very distantly, but a very low in a very low tone of her voice, I would say, with not being like anchor gal or anchor gals on CNN or Bloomberg channel, like and very distantly, but not that way, just opposite, almost like opposite way, like we pronounce things clearly, but not in a way that I'm used to, and that kinda like laid on my ears, her speech laid on my ears, and I was like, wow, it's never been like that, I've never heard something like this, and that kinda challenged me, not even challenged me, I understand 110% of what she said, but the experience itself was pretty astounding and interesting, because I've never heard something like someone speaking like that before, I should say, and that's my experience that I passed today. And also like when people speak different and weird accents that I haven't got used to, and there were several another tips, like one dude was from India, if I'm not mistaken here. He was from India, yeah, from India. He looked like Indian from India, and he spoke like Indian from India. I heard quite a people speaking from that kind of English, like Indian English, whatever I call it, Indian English. And another dude was from, let's see, from there he was from Nigeria, Michael from Nigeria. And he always speaks like slightly mumbling and murmur things and not trying to pronounce them very, or even middle loud, at a middle in a middle volume of loudness, like quite pretty quietly and not too loudly. It's hard to hear. It's hard to hear sometimes to me what he says, but he's a good guy. Michael from Nigeria. Hello, Michael. If you are watching this, I'm just I'm just staggered, and I'm staggering your presence to your presence, possible presence on this channel, because you would never watch something like this. My weird face trying to pronounce weird American sounds, trying to resemble Native Americans, and which I'm all about doing that. And this is what I do on this channel, and that's why I instigated my activity here on this channel, and that's why I put my channel on YouTube space in the first place. This channel I mean. And as I promised, today's video won't be too long and won't be some fucking fly got into my mouth. Some, not even a fly, like slightest, like tiny flying fucking thing. I don't even know their names. This like it's fucking flying around annoying me, and somehow it's gotten into my mouth, and I have to spit it out, and I did it actually. That's for good. I have received some water, fresh water. I always have fresh water by my hand. Sorry, not sorry, but better all this stuff that happens here. My cell phone made beeping sound, if you heard. It wants to be charged, and now all about doing that after finalizing my today's video shoot. What else? I threw away new microphone, my old microphone in my headphones that leaves Happy Life on the wire of my headphones. I hope it's recording me right now pretty decently, not so good, not so lame. We'll see how it materializes in my today's video shoot. So I started to say so instead of and, which corresponds with E in my Russian, and I quit saying and I started to say so. Finally, so I started to say so in my video shoot. Let it be the first video shoot in which I started to say it just without any side thoughts, just naturally, without having to put into my mind things that I should say. So instead of and, which corresponds to E in my Russian, and I started to say it automatically in this video shoot that I'm making here right now. And so what I should say, literally fucking nothing, because I fucking don't know. My brain shuts down, and what's been said above, and that thing that's gonna be ahead of me, I don't know what the thing would be, but I'm happy with that. With all these unawareness and not knowing your future and how it's gonna happen, but I know everything will happen in a good way, in the right way, because I feel that, and I'm blessed. I hope everyone is, and if you are there feeling the God's touch, then just comment me down below. I'm not too religious guy, I should say that. It's being religious to a certain extent. It's not bad. It's not bad if you get the point. It's good. It's good. Realize, believe me or not, realize that or not, that exists. higher power is existing, and it rules us, it, it supervises us, and preserves us from bad things happening in our lives. And I'm happy with that feeling that I've shared you just right now. And let's go today, but only for tonight. You see some siren is wailing outside. I keep my the window of my bedroom open just for ventilation purposes, for the wind to come into my nice apartment and go out and to cool my place down. And I like when it's slightly like coolness coming to your spot, into your place, and you feel at ease. You feel just you're going to follow something just entertaining and lit, and for the purpose of your brain to be relaxed and unwinding after I've been working hard all day long. And that's what my brain is gonna follow, unwinding process, and unwinding process, I should say. And that's my thing that I wanted to teach, and I did. And let's call it a day again. Practice your American, never quit your advancing steps. I'll be with you as soon as I release my new accomplishment. The man channel here. Pleasure. See you all in a little while. Keep practicing. Bye. Pleasure to feel you all. Bye.